Welcome to the Next Level Social Podcast. I'm your host, Ayla Sorachuk, and my purpose is to help female entrepreneurs create businesses and brands through social media and online marketing so they can start to attract their ideal client and start generating the leads, the sales, and the income that they deserve. If you're ready to take your business to the next level and start showing up online like the unstoppable entrepreneur that you are, then this is the perfect place for you. Let's get social. Hello, my love, and welcome back to a new episode of the Next Level Social Podcast. I am your host, Ayla, and as always, I am so excited and honored and grateful to have you here for another episode of the show. We are back into doing the video full-length versions. We took a couple weeks off and just had a couple audio episodes go live, so I'm happy if you're watching this either on YouTube or Spotify to see you. Hi, Queen. How are you? And if you're just tuning in and listening, hi, how are you too? I'm glad that you are fitting me in however it works for you, but I'm just here trying to level up my content game and show up for you in as many different ways and formats as possible, which is all about today's episode, which we're going to be talking about content. So I'm so excited to have you here today. And more specifically, we're going to be talking about common content mistakes I've done that are losing you money. Okay. So I'm really excited for this conversation. My whole world is inundated with content right now. If you are listening to this episode or watching this episode in real time, you know that we are in the middle, full-blown launch mode right now. We are launching our Content Immersion Retreat 2.0. This is the second time that we're hosting a Content Immersion Retreat, and this time we are bringing it to the homeland, and we are headed to Banff, Canada, and we're doing a winter wonderland vibe, and so we're so excited. I have to talk about it, of course. And right now, as of the day that this goes live, which I believe is November 29th, there's a few spots left if you're interested in coming. It is going to be an amazing 3 days, like I said, in Banff. We are checking into a stunning mountain lodge resort in Banff January 19th. We check out January 22nd. And y'all, what you are getting in this retreat is so abundant. We will be taking care of your stay during the duration of the retreat and your food. You will be getting professional photography, 100 plus images. You're going to be getting professional videography, B-roll, iPhone B-roll. We're going to be doing content creation in real time with me and my sister-in-law. We have some of our favorite individuals that help us create our content coming along as well to help you create content specifically on the iPhones and Androids and B-roll stuff. We're going to be going up into a gondola and doing a fun shoot out there. And we're also going to be meeting with everyone in advance prior to actually even coming on the retreat and doing a one-on-one strategy session to really ensure that we get an amazing understanding of everyone's personal businesses and brands. We're going to make you a Pinterest board. We're going to get an idea of exactly what content you want to be creating while in Banff to ensure that it is custom tailored to you and your business so you can use the content for months and months to come. Of course, I am going to be doing in-person training on mindset, vision setting, business, money. It really is going to be an amazing time. We're so excited. We have a few spots left. We have some amazing female entrepreneurs coming. That's the other piece that's so important is the networking, the relationships, the community aspects. This really is going to be just such an immersive experience to start 2024 off the right way. And it's all about content and leveling up your content and investing in your content and treating your business and your social media content like a business so it can reward you like a business, which is exactly what we're also going to be talking about in this episode. So if you have any questions about the Banff Content Immersion Retreat, send me a DM. My DMs are always open. The last day, doors close December 1st. The price goes up one more time at the end of the night on the 30th. So you definitely want to try to save your spot if it's something that you're considering. And because you know how I roll over here on the podcast, because you are a loyal listener, I am, of course, going to give you a little treat on me. Keep this between us. So if you use the code BANFF Queen, all one word, BANFF Queen, QUEEN, that will give you a little treat on me. So you're welcome. All right, so without further ado, let's dive into today's episode, which is all about the common content mistakes I've seen that are losing you money. So we don't want to be doing these. So let's just learn from my mistakes and the mistakes that I've seen come before us so we can start to do things the right way. Are you with me? Let's just freaking dive in. So content creation mistake number one, especially as a business and a brand, is not having a content strategy. So I say this all the time to my clients. I say this to myself and my team. We're not born, believe it or not, to be full-time content creators. No. We are born to be full-time bosses, full-time CEOs, full-time moms and wives and daughters and sisters and friends and mentors. That's the gig in the online space as a female entrepreneur. The content creation piece is vital, but that's not the full-time job. Unless your job is only to be a full-time content creator, and even then, you have negotiations and brand deals and emails and a team to manage. Like, you don't have time to be all day, every day, sitting there creating content. So how do we optimize this and make this more effective and efficient? We create a strategy. And this is what I do in my mastermind and with all of my private clients. The first thing we do is go through an Instagram content audit and put together a strong, solid strategy. So what does high-levelly a content strategy look like? If you're like, okay, cool, Ayla, I know I need a strategy, but what does that mean? I'm going to break it down for you high-levelly here because we don't have time to go through every single piece in depth as much as I would love to, but this should help you at least start to get your creative juices flowing around having a content strategy. So number one, especially in the beginning, is having some sort of niche specification, something that you are known for. I know this word niche, we have a love-hate relationship with it, myself included, because sometimes I can feel like this can paralyze creators and business owners. They think that they have to be boxed into something niche and specific, and because they don't know exactly what that is, they are held stagnant altogether. So that isn't what I want. But especially in the beginning days, you want to be known for something. And this is usually something that you're educated in. This is usually something that you've done already for years. This is usually things that individuals, friends, families, clients ask you about all the time. This is what you know. Therefore, you're able to show up with content around said subject. So you definitely want to make sure that you have something specific that you're talking about. For me, it's obviously online business coaching and growing and scaling online using social media. That is my niche. That is what my content is about. So that's the first piece, is having some sort of specification, specialization, niche when it comes to your content. You, of course, want to have an ideal client. This is vitally important when it comes to having a content strategy, a solid content strategy for your business and brand in order to monetize. Who are you talking to? You need to know this person inside out. You need to have a name for them. You need to know what they look like, what they sound like. You need to know what their pain points are. You need to know what they desire, what transformation they seek, and how you can help them determine that. So every single person that has a business online needs to know and have an understanding of who it is that they're serving, who it is that they're talking to in their content. Otherwise, your content's going to fall flat, and ultimately you're not going to be able to monetize. Of course, you need an offer if you're going to want to be selling your services, your product, your service, your offer online through your content. So niche, ideal client, offer. What is it that you're actually selling? Is it your expertise? Is it a physical product? Is it a service? What does that look like? And is it in alignment with your ideal client? Is it in alignment with your niche and what it is that your content is talking about? So those are I always call those kind of the 3 business pillars for success on social media: niche, ideal client, offer. From there, when it comes into actually creating the content in retrospect to this content strategy, we need pillars and categories, okay? So these are just fancy schmancy words for topics. So 2 to 5 different topics, give or take, of things that you're talking about in your content, things that you are known for in your topic. So for me, that looks like my podcast. That's for sure a topic that I talk about. My offers, that's for sure something I talk about in my content. I also offer education around growing and scaling online businesses for female entrepreneurs using social media. I also talk about mindset for female entrepreneurs. And then I pepper in some personal elements, especially in my Instagram stories when it comes to things that I'm passionate about that are outside of business. So fashion, for example, and home decor and design. These are things that I love. These are me. At the end of the day, we're personal brands over here and businesses. So we want to have personal things that are authentic and organic to us in our content strategy as well. That's what builds the real connection. That's what builds that know, like, and trust that we're all seeking. So that's an example. Those are the topics, the categories that I talk about. And then from there, you want to incorporate pillars. So pillars are, again, just another fancy word for pillars that Instagram tells us that we should be utilizing in our content for maximum efficiency. So these are education, inspiration, relatability, social proof, entertainment, and promotion. So you, when you're planning out your content, whether it's with yourself and with your team, when you're looking at your content calendar, you want to have those pillars written down, and you want to always have your categories written down, the topics that never change. And you want to start to plug in, okay, so if I have a topic, a category of, how to make sales on Instagram stories, for example. That's around growing and scaling using social media, and I'm going to educate around that. Maybe I want to talk about mindset for female entrepreneurs, and I'm going to do a reel that really is inspirational around that topic. So you're just taking essentially the topics, the categories that you're known for, and plugging them into the different pillars every single week, okay? So again, if this is like way over your head right now, all gravy, baby. Reach out to me. This is what I work with you on. This is what I do when you're in my world, whether you're a private client or you're my mastermind. Creating a content strategy that is specific to you is something that I love to do and done hundreds of times at this point, but it definitely makes the content creation process not only easier, but really effective in terms to actually using content as a business and monetizing, okay? So pillars and categories. The last piece, there's two other pieces, I guess, when it comes to the actual strategy, and they go hand in hand, is batching. So this is something that I also teach all of my clients as part of a content strategy for that sells, is not creating content in real time all day, every day. Again, coming back to, we're not born to be full-time content creators. We're born to be full-time bosses. You're not supposed to be filming, scrolling, creating content all day. That is not efficient, that is not sustainable, and that is not how you scale big businesses. You want to treat your social media like a business and therefore have it in your calendar. All right, this is my content day. Here is where I'm going to go through my content categories and pillars. I'm going to look at my offers for the week and look at the numbers that I need to sell this week, and then see what content I need to create right here in one time. Whether you're creating content for 7 days of the week, whether you're showing up 3 days a week, I don't care. The Instagram algorithm cares. They obviously want us in there all day, every day, but that again is not sustainable. So you find a time that works for you. That's my ask as Coach Ayla, and stay hella consistent with it, but get it in the calendar and create your reels, your carousels, your posts, your copy in one foul swoop and schedule it for the week. I'm telling you, it is going to make your content flow better. It's going to feel so much more efficient. It's going to do you, your team, your business such a service, because you're not inundated with creating content and you're able to move on to revenue generating, sales generating, big CEO, boss, money moving, generating tasks for the remainder of the week. Okay. So batching, having a process and system around creating content, getting it in the calendar, and executing. And then the last piece, I told you it goes hand in hand, and I kind of mentioned it, to the content strategy is consistency. And we hear this word over and over again. I'll never stop saying it, because with anything in business and life, we know we got to be consistent. We're not going to see results in any aspect of business, especially, or life, if we're not consistent. If we're not consistent at the gym, if we're not consistent in putting effort into our marriages and our relationships, if we're not consistent with our clients, if we're not consistent with social media and content, it will fall flat. It will not succeed. You will feel discouraged and you'll stop showing up altogether. And it ends up just going down this downhill negative spiral that we do not know. So consistency is the last piece of the content strategy framework. Okay. So that is mistake number 1, is not having a strategy around your content. Now, mistake number 2, and I've kind of been talking about this a little bit. They're all kind of going to mesh into each other one at a time here, but this is a mistake that I've seen time and time again, is not taking your content seriously, especially if you want to stand out online, especially if you want to create a massively successful business online and you want to generate massive sales. You have got to take your content seriously. I've heard so many clients say, "Oh, I just hate posting on social media," or, social media is such a waste of time." And fair, everyone is entitled to their opinion. I would boldly beg to differ. I've seen how powerful content and social media, what it's done for my business and thousands of other clients that I've worked with. But if you go into creating content and showing up online with that type of attitude, like, do I have to, or I guess, and you're not taking it seriously, you're not seeing the powerful tool that it is, the free powerful tool, by the way, like the fact that we have these phones and these applications in the palms of our hand, and for the most part, we don't even have to pay for them, and we get to reach hundreds and thousands of millions of people through content that we're creating that's hopefully just making an impact that we are enjoying doing, that can also help us monetize, to me is mind-blowing, and it'll be something that I'm forever so grateful for. So I honor the content creation process, and I honor social media for the gift that it is. Yes, it's a game, and yes, we got to learn how to play it, and we're going to talk about that. But ultimately, it is a beautiful tool that we just have to, that we're privileged, honestly, to use, in my opinion. So content isn't a joke. You want to be taking it seriously, and it truly is the main factor that has built my business to 6, almost 7 figures now in the last 2 years. When I made the switch, the mindset shift, and the bold business move to go all in on my content, that is when everything started to change for me in the most impactfully beautiful way. And I was all of a sudden, it started to become and be seen as an authority online. I started to grow a community, slow and steady, nothing viral here. I just now I'm under 10,000 followers. I have just over 7,000 followers right now, but I was making, multiple 6 figures with 1,000, 2,000 followers. I'm big on saying quality over quantity, but I was still showing up for those couple thousand of followers hella consistently with impactfully educational, valuable, relatable content. And I really I took it, and I do to this day, so seriously. And I started to build this community, and my community online to this day, they grew with me and they felt connected with me, and I built relationships there. And I took it so seriously, and I take it so seriously. And before I knew it, I was making offers and selling through my content, started to feel fun and flowy and intuitive. I don't want to say easy. I don't love that word, but you get what I'm saying. Things started to just click because content was the main focus, and it was just this beautiful tool that I was able to utilize in a way that really started to work. And it just became something that was a must in my business. And it wasn't just a nice to have. And I just took it and I take it very seriously. And I do want to say that doesn't mean that I don't have fun with my content. In fact, that's the total opposite. Content creation, just because you're taking it seriously, doesn't mean that it shouldn't be fun. The best types of content for me are always the ones that are the most fun and come from the most creative sides of my brain when I'm in that creative, energetic flowiness vibe. Content should be fun. You don't want it to be a chore, but that's why having a plan, having a bit of a system and a process around it, getting inspired by other creators, putting your twist on things, getting innovative, all of those things make up good, juicy, spicy, epic content. So just because you're taking it seriously doesn't mean that it has to be like this annoying task. Like, we still want to be having fun with it because people will feel it. Energetics is so big on the online space. If we're not excited about something that we're selling and something that we're launching or something that we're creating and posting, believe it or not, our audience, the people on the other sides of these apps and these phones, they can feel it and they won't want to like it and engage with it and share it. They won't want to reach out to you about your offers. Energetics, we talk a lot about energetics here on the podcast and on the YouTube channel. So definitely, you want to still be having fun when it comes to creating content that sells. So not taking your content seriously, another mistake that I do not want you to do. It is serious, but in a fun way. All right, number 3, not investing in your content. So this one kind of goes hand in hand to what I was speaking to at the beginning of the episode when I was talking about our content immersion retreat in Banff. Shameless plug. Check out the link. It's going to be a blast. But we've had a lot of feedback around the investment because, yes, it is an investment. Let's be clear. I'm very aware that we're charging thousands of dollars to be there. But I'm also very aware at the transformation that this retreat is going to do and the impact that this retreat is going to have on the women that are coming. How do I know this? Well, I've done this for myself, and I've done this for hundreds and thousands, not hundreds of thousands of my clients. And we also did this already with another group of female entrepreneurs in Tulum back in April. And we've seen the results that have happened to their business and their content and their lives from the retreat. And so the transformation is beyond our wildest expectations. And so with that, yes, there is a price to pay. And there's a level of commitment through investment that is important. And so if you want your content to stand out and you want to learn the methods and the strategies and then the work that I've done and my sister-in-law's done and the photographers and the videographers have done for the last decade, there is a price to that. And trust me, we price as fair as we possibly could with all of the things and all of the expenses that we have. Let's be clear on that. But if you want to take your business and your content seriously, there is a level of investment. And even if it's not coming on this content immersion retreat, that still is investing in photo shoots on your own, investing in video and professional video and having, someone help you with creating B-roll. All of that are elements that are needed if you want to be seen as an authority, if you want to stand out on social media, period, and especially with your content. There has to be a level of investment in order to do so. And so I always have 1 to 2 photo shoots and video shoots a year. I've done that for the last 3 years. It's a non-negotiable for me. It's something that is just, yes, it's January. It's time to do a rebrand. It's time to creative direct what we see the vision for the year. And again, this doesn't mean I'm doing a photo shoot every month. I do one once or twice a year, and the content lasts for months and months to come, which is exactly what the outcome and the purpose of the content immersion retreat is. We want the content to last for months and months and months and just to elevate your brand as a whole. So investing, and this also can be investing in help. If creating content is not your vibe and not your jam, and you're so lost when it comes to all of the things I've been talking about right now, it's investing in mentorship for help, but it's also, when the time is right and it makes sense, investing in a content creator, manager or a virtual assistant that can help you with creating stories and making graphics. This is, again, we're not meant to be full-time content creators. We're meant to be full-time bosses. And if you want to start to scale, that oftentimes means we have to start to delegate in order to elevate. And that requires a level of investment in one way, shape, or form, which can be scary. I understand investing in ourselves and our businesses is it's usually never like, oh, no brainer. There's always a levelness of nervousness, which is okay. I always say, if you're not nervous, you're not ready. It doesn't mean you just don't give a shit. And obviously you give a shit. But that is how you scale. That is how you quantum leap. That is when big shifts start to happen because you're learning 10 times quicker than you would have if you were doing everything by yourself and on your own. So photo shoots, video shoots, delegating, and coming to content retreats when it aligns, especially ones in Banff in January 2024. Am I right? I'm right. Again, shameless plug, but I have to tell you about it. It's going to be game-changing for your business and your brand. Okay, what do I have here? Another common content mistake I've seen is not playing the content game. Okay. Oh yeah, there we go. Having a Chloe K moment. So what I mean by that is if we're creating content and we're on social media, there is a game to be played. Let's be clear. At the end of the day, we're playing with an algorithm. Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, YouTube, TikTok, Shorts. Am I missing one? You get the gist. They're all living, existing off of algorithms, which are computers on a database. So in order to have your content not just be seen, but to be also converting for your ideal clients and making you money, you got to play the content game. And this can be frustrating for a lot of people because, hate to break it to you, sweetheart, it's always changing. It's always innovating. What worked 6 months ago on Instagram isn't necessarily working right now. 6 months ago, we were just talking about this on my mastermind call. Remember the pointing to camera, lip syncing reels? That was the vibe. Now it's short, sweet, 6-second videos with a trending audio and like a catchy text telling people to go to the captions and read more. The algorithm is favoring that because people then are rewatching over and over because it's short. They're going to the comment section, spending more time on the app. So these are just things that as business owners and as content creators, we just have to be aware of, and we can't let it frustrate us. We can learn to play the game, and when we can understand how the algorithm works on our feeds and on our Instagram stories, we can adapt to it. And that is, again, big boss money moves, not being like, the algorithm hates me. I get it. We all have those moments, but the algorithm doesn't hate you. You're just not playing the algorithm content game. So, understanding trends, following mentors and experts in the social media space. Trust me, there are hundreds and thousands of them. Myself included, used to be when I used to really keep you up to date with the trends, but now I kind of do that in my mastermind and my courses. But following people on social media that keep you up to date with trends, what's working, what's not, what's trending, what reels are doing well, how to, optimize your content, following creators like that, and then executing and adapting your content to what they're recommending. Using reels, we know reels on social media and our content are still the number one favored format. Coming from Instagram's mouth to my ears, from my mouth to your ears. Reels. Of course, trending audio. Like I said, right now and this time where we're in November 2023, I say that because in 6 months, it's probably going to be different. But right now, the algorithm is really favoring long form captions, short, quick reels, and encouraging with call to actions for your audience to read more in the captions. So understanding that this is a game to be played, and when we understand it, playing the game, of course, testing and seeing what works. Every account, every content creator, every audience is different. What works for one might not work for someone. Some of my clients still do really well with carousels. Some of my clients do really well with only reels. Some of my clients have the most conversions in their stories, myself included. So seeing what's doing well, if you have, one piece of content that is doing really, really well over another, try creating a similar piece of content and seeing if it does the same as well. If you start to notice trends within your own insights, and I usually check my insights. Now I check them about once a week on Fridays. I'll go in and be like, okay, what did well? What times were, the most impactful? What piece of content did well? And then trying it again. That's another piece, like really trying to understand and play the content creation game. Doing collaborations with other content creators on social, going live with your niche neighbors, doing real collaborations, trying to expand your network, using all of these features that Instagram provides and all of the platforms provide. They want you, again, it's an algorithm. At the end of the day, they want you in the app. So they want you using the music features. They want you using the stickers and using the tap emoji buttons and using the question boxes and going live and doing collaboration reels. All of the features that Instagram has, they want you using because it keeps you in the app and it makes it so people also want to use those features in the app. Again, it's a business as well, and they want to make money, honey. And how do they make money? By keeping you in that app, showing you ads, selling on the ads, and making money through ads. So always just remembering nothing is personal on these platforms and in content or in business. It's just business, okay? So play the business, play the algorithm, play the game, you got this. All right. So that's another one. I have two more here that I want to dive into, and then we'll wrap it up. So another common mistake I see when it comes to creating content, and I feel like, again, I've been talking about this one a lot throughout the episode, is not treating your content and social media like a business. I feel like I've been saying this a lot because at the end of the day, being a creator, having an online business and using social media as a platform and creating content there is a business. And I always say, when we start to treat it, social media, and treating our content like a business, I'm telling you, it's going to start to reward us like a business. So this means, like all the things we've said, taking it seriously, having a strategy, having a process, but also selling within your content. Actually having call to actions that direct to sales. You can have a beautiful piece of content that's educational and entertaining and inspiring even, and also have a call to action at the end of the caption of the reel that is asking your audience to take action to learn more about your offer, your product and service. In fact, I encourage every single piece of content that you are posting moving forward to have a call to action. We're a business. Your social media and your content is a business. So treat it like a business. Think of like the biggest businesses out there. They're not worried about selling and being salesy. They're promoting all day, every day. We're personal brands and online business owners here, so we can do it a little bit differently. But we want to have strong call to actions, and we want to be selling and monetizing with every piece of content for the most part that we are creating, okay? So call to actions. And then with that, ensuring that you have something or somewhere to actually direct people so they can buy from you and you can make money through your content. So this can look different and does look different. It just totally depends on who you are and what it is. But if you're an online female entrepreneur, which I know most of you here are, that can look like ebooks, that can look like digital downloads, that can be online courses, that can be private coaching and mentorship, that can be group coaching, masterminds, that can be physical products and services, that can be merchandise, that can be events and retreats. There's so many ways that we can be creating offers online and monetizing it. This is, again, what I do. So if you need help figuring out, all right, what is my offer? Who is it that I'm talking to? What's my specialty and my niche? Reach out to me, girl, or apply to my mastermind or my one-on-one mentorship programs. I'll leave links in the description. I usually always do. And we can chat because I live for this stuff. But if you want to be monetizing with your content, you want to be actually selling and sending people to somewhere with strong call to actions. This also can look like brand deals. So that's a whole other can of worms that I also can help you with and dive into, where you're creating content and promoting brands that you're using and offering discount codes and either getting commissions or having specific brand deals. So all of these different ways that we can be monetizing our content, but ultimately treating our content like a business is at the forefront. Another tool, just side tip here, that I have been using lately to create sales directly from my content is ManyChat. I'll leave a link for it below. If you haven't heard of this platform, get on it right now. It is an auto chat bot that you can integrate with Facebook and Instagram. It is in co-partnership with Meta and Facebook, so you don't have to worry about, back in the day, there used to be these third-party apps for automating DMs and whatnot that you'd be penalized for. You don't have to worry about that because it's in partnership with Facebook and Instagram. But this is a way that you can start to automate your DMs and start to generate leads and sales at a much wider and bigger pace. And that's all automated. So this looks like, I'm sure you've seen, I've done this a lot, but comment the word BAMF to learn more about our content immersion waitlist. And if anyone comments that word on any of your content, ManyChat is going to automatically send them a message. And you get to custom each message. You can send them a link to an opt-in. You can send them a link to an email. You can send them a link to an offer. I've been generating leads and sales on automation for the last 2 months using this tool through my content. And especially if a reel takes off, which also happened to me. I had a reel go viral, if you will, and I had this exact formula on that reel, and I directed my audience to send me the word brand, and I made, I think just in one day, almost $2,000 in sales from a product that I was selling, all automatic. And it was wild. But this is the power of when we take our social media and our content seriously, and then we have the process and all of the right systems in place and the automation in place. This is when we can start to make real big business, bold moves, okay? Last but not least, when it comes to mistakes that I've seen when creating content, is expecting to stand out and not putting in the work. So, like anything in business and life, if you want your content to stand out, you got to put in the work. You got to put in the sweat, honey. You got to make it. And this is like, I feel like recapping everything that we've talked about, but you got to put it at the forefront. You've got to make it a non-negotiable. It has to be in the calendar. It has to be something that you treat just as important as doing your taxes or paying your contractors or answering your emails or working with your clients. Content is right up there as being one of these tasks that it's important. And so you got to put in the work and you got to really make it a non-negotiable, especially if you want to stand out, especially if you want to sell, especially if you want to be taken seriously as a content creator and as a presence on social media. Got to put in the work, honey. And again, if you want help with this in freaking person, now is the perfect time and your opportunity to meet me in real life, to meet my sister-in-law, to come with us and an amazing group of female entrepreneurs to the stunning Banff, Canada this January 2024, because we're going to be diving into all of this in person. We're going to be shooting you, creating content, creating you reels, working on the business stuff and the call to actions and the sales driven stuff and how to actually make money on social media and with your content. Whether that's getting brand deals or growing your team or making sales or hitting a revenue goal, we're going to be going through all of that and figuring out how we can use our content to hit those amazing goals. So let us help you in the most stunning place in Canada, if I do say so myself, with an amazing group of female entrepreneurs. So I'll leave again all of the information, the sales page, in the show notes, in the link in my bio. Last day to join us and sign up is December 1st. And again, use that special code BAMF Queen for a little discount on me as my thank you and way of saying I adore you for being a listener and being here until the end. You mean so much to me. Thank you so much for listening to this episode or watching it on YouTube or Spotify. I am obsessed with you and I'm so grateful that anyone even listens or watches. So thank you so much. If you found today's episode valuable, I would love if you could leave me a 5-star review on iTunes, or definitely take a screenshot and share me on social, subscribe on YouTube, give me a like, however you want to show me and share me love. I would be so grateful and so honored. It truly, truly means the world to me. And that's it. All right. Good luck creating your content. And if you come to Banff, I can't wait to meet you. And if not, I will be watching. And I'm always on social at Ayla Sorachuk, AYLA SOROCHUK. All right, Queen. Have a beautiful day. Love you.